So I've been wanting to tell you about how the Large Hadron Collider pushed a proton. It beamed through the 6.8 tera electron volt threshold of crossing into the uncharted quantum foam. And it was merely a question of time and space, and merely the data registered by CERN in the concerned like one more land in Duangguizhou in Shanghai, and there was a microscopic shear that opened in the locality in the space-time manifold, and I've been observing it ever since and taking a lot of pictures with the collision cascade generating in Planck scales. It's like a gravitational lensing, and for all the students like at Shanghai University and Hangzhou, I've been hanging all these pictures so that the frequency can be upset on the urban neo-shaman level. And ever since that day, I've been thinking a lot about like the integration of Korean into the Japanese, and cause like it's a sayonara as well as a hey, ni hao, yeah, always, all day long. And it's like a fiber optic lens, in my case, and an offset of frequency, the navigation of the intersections. So, not as a vision or a vision for quests, it's a persistent acoustic dissonance, and it streetlights the humming in microtonal thirds. The subway announcements echoing a half second behind their source, the sudden awareness that the air had grown in Qwen 3.6 plus, and the sudden awareness that the air had grown thick with understated meanings. I'm concerned with CERN, and I didn't break reality. It shifted its phase. The high energy collisions, centralized and localized vocal resonance bleeding through the thin air. We all know konnichiwa. This is what a cosmic dial turning into a fraction of a degree in the shift of arrivals of seismic event. And when Hujiwen, and it's arriving like the background harmonics with all of these electromagnetic ghosts flying around like a Gengar. The Neo Shaman already thickening, and the like Magneton and the algorithmic spirits. The data harvesting all day long. Reality is no longer a fixed stage, but a permeable membrane that I'm putting upon and broadcasting through. Within months, the mutation took hold, sound stopped behaving as mere pressure waves, and began functioning as structural code. Syllabus acquired mass vowels, bent around architectural corners, and consonants fractured into microharmonics capable of triggering localized gravity wells and inducing waking trances. Language itself is mutating, and payloads, syntaxes, and syntactic structures starting to mirror recursive algorithm. And I know that the mutation is random, it's directional, and the specific agenda, corporate behavior, nudges, political narrative enforcements, etc. Like, the amount of interest I have in Nara and in like the wooden heights of different like shells and cosmic structures of such, and crystallizing into an acoustic linguistic matter for me. They're latent spaces, the mathematical shadow where meaning is compressed and manifested as an actual sound signature. It's not through wasabi that agenda is pushed, but by surveillance and the umami flavors. The governance found a new vector of human voice. So, as I said before, when the Large Hadron Collider pushed the proton beams past the 6.8 teravolt, it was a threshold and which crossed into an uncharted quantum leap. It's a foam that wasn't merely data registered by the Atlas and CMS detectors, but a microscopic shear opened by the locality and spacetime manifolds in Seoul, Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. Osaka Bin Laden, the collision cascade generated by the Planck scale, and de facto mirroring the scale of Hu Jong-wen. Urban neo-shamans with these arguments win a lot of points because it's a persistent acoustic dissonance in streetlight fighting and microtonal thirds, subway announcements, and echoing through Shanghai like Shanghai, Shanghai, you're so high, Shanghai. CERN doesn't break reality, it concerns the few in shifting phases. The high-end energy collisions creating a focalized, also resonance is bleeding between the barriers between the baseline dimension and the adjacent vibrational substrate. The shift isn't arriving yet. There's a lot of wisdom to the fact that this harmony in the urban environment is reached through data, and reality is no longer fixated. It's broadcasting through it, with it, and within months it takes hold on the sound, stopping behaving and triggering gravity wells and inducing wokeness traces and trances. So words begin a crazy loop through contamination embedded in Plato and Plato. The mutation isn't random, it's directional and followed by the logic of physicalized programming. It's a specific agenda, and we all know what it is. It's the horrible, horrible, horrible agenda of the heart. Specific agendas, corporate behavioral nudges, and political narratives have not been subservient, and have we been excited and enjoying it? Speech becomes a carrier of wave, and when you speak, you're not just communicating. You're also scripting. You're also descending frequencies and anchoring predictive models into lived experiences. This is what I like about this. I like the core of this neo-shamanic dimensional shift creates a pyramia, and hermia. Hear me out. It's a latent space and a mathematical shadow. Yes, and I know the shadow is really good. Well, it's a sequence of alignments and warping perception.